Stop lying to yourself. Not everyone around you wants what is best for you. A smile does not make someone a friend, and listening to your problems does not make them trustworthy. For years, you convinced yourself that being good would inspire goodness in others. To keep the peace, you swallowed disrespect that should never have been ignored. To protect their feelings, you shattered your own. You broke pieces off your own worth to fill the emptiness in others. And what was the outcome? When you stopped giving, what happened next? Where did those people who once felt so close go when there was nothing left to take from you? The relationships held together by your sacrifice collapsed the moment you stepped back. Let me remind you of an old and ruthless story that captures this truth perfectly. It was a freezing winter morning. A snowstorm had raged through the night, covering everything in white. An elderly farmer walking toward his fields noticed a snake curled up on the roadside. The snake was nearly frozen, unable to move. The farmer felt pity. He thought to himself that he could not bear to let the poor creature die in the cold, and compassion overtook caution. Even though he knew the snake was dangerous, he picked it up and placed it inside his coat, against his chest. He whispered for it to warm up and recover. Slowly, the snake thawed from the farmer's body heat. As its frozen body warmed, its strength returned, and the moment it regained itself, it struck without hesitation, biting the farmer in the chest. Collapsing in pain, the farmer asked in disbelief why it had done this after being saved. The snake replied coldly that he knew it was a snake when he chose to shelter it. This is the exact summary of the disappointment many people experience. Trusting the goodness of the wicked is agreeing to your own harm. You are that man. You believed your kindness, love, and endless sacrifice could change someone's poisonous nature, turning them into something harmless. But if being toxic is who they are, warming them against your chest was your mistake. What you call nobility and openness is often nothing more than a doorway fake people use to enter and wound you with your own generosity. As Seneca warned, do not be afraid to test people if you want to know them. Those who must be lost should be lost first. We are not here to sell comforting illusions, but to confront the cold face of reality. Guided by Stoic wisdom, we will discuss how to survive without warming snakes in your chest, without losing your mind among false faces, and without corrupting your soul. You cannot erase betrayal from the world, but you can anticipate it and neutralize its impact. If you are ready, we begin with the first rule: never trust completely. This is life's harshest, yet most truthful law. People are loyal, first and foremost, to their own interests. Often, what breaks your heart is not someone's cruelty, but your illusion that they would act as you would. You think, if I were in their place, I would never do this. But they do. When the blind regain their sight, the first thing they discard is the cane they once depended on. You were that cane, guiding them through the dark and carrying their weight. Once they reached the light, your presence reminded them of their former weakness and became a burden, and you were the first to be struck. You never imagined that the person you carried for years would walk away the moment they learned to stand on their own. You rush to help in times of need, believing the same loyalty will be returned. You share your secrets, trusting they will be protected. But people measure loyalty not by character, but by their immediate needs at that moment. When the need disappears, what once felt unbreakable fades like fog. There is a critical question you must ask yourself. On the first day you let someone into your life, what score out of 10 do you give them? Most people start others at a perfect 10, offering unlimited trust. Then, when that score drops to 9 or 8, they fall ill with disappointment. A Stoic mind does the opposite. It starts people at 1 out of 10. This does not mean hostility. It means, I do not yet know who you are, and you must earn this. Let them gain that score through their actions, their conduct in hard times, and their loyalty. Trust is not a gift given in advance. It is a reward earned over time. To understand this, look back at the people you once called my brother, or my dearest. Remember those moments when their world collapsed. Who stood beside them? You did. You listened for hours and carried their burden. But when you stumbled just once, what happened? That brother suddenly became too busy, didn't they? That sharp, icy pain you felt was not betrayal itself, but the cost of trusting too much and without calculation. That was the moment you lost the thin line between kindness and naivety. Stoics see the soul and the mind as the most valuable fortress to protect. In his handbook, Epictetus confronts us with this thought. If someone handed your body over to a stranger like a slave, you would be outraged. So why do you feel no shame when you allow critics and provocateurs to disturb your mind? I am not saying you should close all doors, but you must place a guard at the entrance. Stop assuming every smile means friendship and every tear means innocence. Before trusting someone, observe how they handle other people's secrets. Anyone who speaks about others to you will speak about you to others. Loyalty reveals itself not when everything is calm, but when the storm arrives. Never hand the steering wheel of your ship to someone who has not yet weathered a storm with you. Rule 2 begins here. Be both a fox and a lion. Believing that honesty and virtue alone will shield you from harm is an illusion. Entering a battlefield unarmed and saying, "I will not strike, so no one will strike me," is a dangerous form of innocence. In the wild terrain of life, one virtue is not enough to survive. You need duality, a two-sided defense. One of the greatest lessons in the history of strategy is this: if you are only a lion, strong and imposing, you will rely too much on power and miss hidden traps. If you are only a fox, clever and alert, you will sense danger but lack the force to drive attackers away. To survive, you must unite both spirits within you. Be a fox to detect traps and a lion to repel enemies. Being a fox means approaching situations analytically rather than emotionally. When you enter a room or receive a new offer, you do not rush forward. You observe quietly, read between the lines, and hear what is left unsaid. A fox senses danger long before it becomes visible, such as questioning the true motive of someone who is excessively generous. Asking, "What does this person want from me?" is a fox's instinct. At this stage, you are not paranoid, only highly observant. You reveal neither your intentions, nor your next move, nor the leverage you hold. Your silence and mystery become your strongest shield. Yet observation alone is not enough. When a threat becomes real, or your boundaries are crossed, you must release the lion within. Being a lion does not mean aggression or violence. It means declaring through your presence and posture, "This is as far as you go." Your refusal must be so clear and firm that it is perceived not as an invitation to negotiate, but as an unbreakable wall. When the cunning and the opportunistic mistake your silence for weakness, it becomes your responsibility to show them they are wrong. Respect is not always earned through affection, but often through the unshakable authority you project. Stoicism addresses this balance with remarkable wisdom. In his discourses, Epictetus delivers a crucial lesson to his students. Be cautious and alert toward external events, yet bold and confident in your own will and strength. The world is full of dangers, so stay watchful like a fox. But your character must remain firm, so stand tall like a lion. Do not sacrifice one for the other. Only by uniting both can you avoid falling for the schemes of the cunning or bowing to the pressure of bullies. 3. Learn to recognize the mask of hypocrisy. The age when enemies attacked with swords and battle cries is long gone. Today, the greatest destruction is caused by those who smile at you and lull you with compliments. Danger no longer appears as an open threat, but as poison wrapped in the packaging of politeness. Hypocrisy has become the most common survival strategy of the modern era. Someone claims to be your friend and seems to celebrate your success. Yet, behind their eyes, waits an impatient darkness, hoping for your fall. These are people who watch for your most vulnerable moment to strike, while embracing you until that moment arrives. You have experienced this many times in the most intimate spaces of your life, perhaps at holiday tables or family gatherings. Think of relatives who ask questions not out of genuine concern, but to find gaps in your life to use as material later. Or remember those who offer help, then turn it into a lifelong moral debt you can never repay. Their kindness is not a selfless virtue, but a trap designed to control you in the future. You have likely noticed how they hide their eagerness to say, "I told you so," behind words of comfort when you fail. These people are like chameleons, changing color depending on their environment, the person they face, and their current interest. With you, they appear angelic, while with others they act as judges. The way to expose this mask and see the truth is to close your ears and open your eyes. Focus not on what people say, but on what they do, especially how they behave when there is nothing to gain. If someone is polite to you, but rude and arrogant toward a waiter, an employee, or anyone they see as lower in status, their kindness toward you is nothing but theater. Character is the sum of what a person does when no one is watching and no benefit is involved. Fake people never pass the test of consistency. Acting a role consumes far more energy than being natural, and eventually the mask falls. Stoic philosopher Seneca summarized this centuries ago in his moral letters. No one can wear a mask forever, and everything fake quickly returns to its true nature. This principle should be your greatest strategy. You do not need to rush to expose a hypocrite, argue with them, or react in anger. Simply wait and observe. Time is the greatest enemy of the fake. With enough patience, you will see their artificial politeness crack and their true intent leak through. When that moment arrives, do not be shocked. Take note and quietly exit the stage. 4. Do not fight in the mud. When people approaching you with hidden intent fail to deceive you intellectually or destroy you directly, they change tactics. They try to drag you down to their level, into the mud. This attack rarely comes as an open declaration of war, but as a far more subtle and exhausting strategy: emotional provocation. Think of that joke made in front of everyone at a family dinner that feels more like humiliation, the sharp remark that belittles your success, or the carefully chosen toxic words meant to hit your nerves. Their goal is not to exchange ideas or uncover the truth. Their sole objective is to disrupt your calm, provoke your anger, and display the ugly moment when you lose control. They know that the moment you step into the mud, you are playing by their rules and on their field. When you flare up in anger, raise your voice, or rush to defend yourself, you shift from being right to appearing wrong. The provocateur then skillfully adopts the role of the victim, pointing at you and signaling to others how unstable and aggressive you seem. Your anger is their victory. An emotional reaction silently tells the other person, "You control me. My emotional buttons are in your hands." Raising your voice does not prove strength. On the contrary, it hands your will over to someone else. Remember this: anyone who can make you angry becomes your master. Falling into this trap not only drains your energy, but also leaves stains of regret on your soul. So what is the strongest and most unshakable shield against these poisoned arrows? Silence and complete indifference. This is not cowardly withdrawal or submission. It is treating the other person's presence, words, and pitiful effort as irrelevant. When you are insulted or deliberately provoked, stopping, looking calmly into their eyes, offering a faint smile, and returning quietly to your task is the hardest slap you can deliver. This response carries a clear message: what you say is too insignificant to reach my reality. Leave them alone with their own poison. Let them hear their own voices echo in that silent void and confront their own ugliness. Emperor-philosopher Marcus Aurelius laid the foundation of this noble stance in Meditations. The best revenge is not to resemble your enemy. If they shout, do not even whisper. Simply remain silent. If they become ugly, stay dignified. Do not argue with a fool. They will first drag you down to their level, then defeat you with experience. Wrestling in the mud pleases the pig, while you only end up dirty. Let them struggle in the mud. You remain above, clean, unreachable, and steady. Your battle is not with them, but with your own will. 5. Learn to protect your goodness. There is a vast difference between being a good person and being a useful one. Many people become victims of their own kindness because they fail to see this distinction. In our society, saying no is considered rude, setting boundaries is labeled selfish, and running to meet every request is praised as virtue. Yet, limitless giving does not make you virtuous. It only turns you into an open target for exploitation, drained of energy and taken for granted. Look around. Those who suffer the most, face the most injustice, and feel the most restless at night are often the ones who break themselves apart just to avoid hurting others. They burn their own light solely to illuminate the darkness of others. In the end, all that remains for them is overwhelming darkness. The truth is that not everyone in this world deserves the sensitivity and loyalty you offer. You keep giving, yielding, and forgiving, hoping the other person will change. Yet, as Machiavelli warned centuries ago, a man who always tries to be good is doomed among those who are not. Human nature is ungrateful. When you are constantly available, your sacrifices begin to be seen as favors rather than choices. The moment you say no once, thousands of past kindnesses are erased, and you are instantly labeled the bad one. This is why spreading your goodness without strategy prepares your own downfall. Knowing how to give is vital, but knowing when to turn off the tap is just as critical. To protect yourself, you must adopt the principle of selective kindness. This does not mean turning your heart to stone. It simply means placing a lock on its door. Before offering your time, energy, or support, you should pause and ask, does this person value what I give, or are they focused only on what they can take? Saying no is not rejecting the other person. It is saying yes to your own existence, your own time, and your own mental well-being. Setting boundaries without guilt is the highest form of self-respect. If people leave your life simply because you refuse to carry them anymore, let them go. They were not attached to you, but to the comfort you provided. Stoic philosopher Seneca warns us clearly about relationships that appear friendly, but are in truth exploitative. A wise person guards against false friends just as carefully as against open enemies. Etch this into your mind. An open enemy can harm only your body, but an exploiter, disguised as a friend, consumes your soul. Your kindness is your most valuable treasure. Do not scatter it before those who do not deserve it. Be generous, but never naive. 6. Learn to read the signs of a traitor. Betrayal does not arrive like a dramatic thunderclap as in movies. It approaches quietly, step by step, and every traitor reveals who they are long before the blade is driven in. Most of the pain you feel is not caused by their perfect deception, but by your decision to repeatedly ignore obvious red flags. You blind yourself with emotional excuses like, "We have history," or "We share a bond." Yet, character is a whole, and how someone treats others is the clearest preview of how they will treat you. A traitor does not betray because they choose to in the moment, but because betrayal is their nature. That is why the signs are always there. One of the clearest and most overlooked signs is gossip disguised as intimacy. Think of the person who comes to you with the most private secrets, flaws, or mistakes of others. In that moment, you feel special and think they trust you. This is a deadly illusion. Someone who digs graves for others in front of you is digging yours behind your back. A person's loyalty is measured by how they defend you when you are not in the room. Those who sell others in their absence will sell you in yours. This is not a possibility, but a mathematical certainty. Do not participate in that poisonous language, because realizing you are the next target is only a matter of time. Another powerful sign is their artificial attitude toward your rise. In good times, everyone is beside you and smiling. But when you succeed, or when life begins to go well, catch that brief shadow in their eyes. Even while congratulating you, they add a quiet "but" at the end of their sentence, such as praising your new job while warning how exhausting it will be. They say you are married, but comment that marriage is difficult in this era. These remarks pretend to be realistic, but are fueled by jealousy, meant to drain your enthusiasm. Your light exposes the inadequacy and darkness within them. Anyone disturbed by your growth, trying to pull you down or attributing your success to luck, is a potential traitor. Emperor Marcus Aurelius confronts us with this unchanging truth of human nature in Meditations. Just as you are not surprised that a fig tree produces figs, you should not be surprised that people act according to their nature. When you see these signs, do not try to change, fix, or prove yourself to that person. Simply accept the reality you observe. Reading signs is not paranoia, it is emotional intelligence. Do not wait to catch a traitor in the act. Where you see smoke, assume there is fire. Where you see gossip and envy, understand that betrayal is inevitable, and quietly change your course. 7. Accept pain as your teacher. When you are betrayed or face deep disappointment, the burning pain you feel does not come from the event itself. It comes from the blow, arriving from a place you never expected. The wound cuts so deep, not because the blade is sharp, but because the hand holding it is familiar. The questions echoing in your mind, "What did I do to deserve this?" Or, "How did I fail to see it?" try to trap you in a victim mindset. Today, you must radically change your perspective. That pain did not come to punish or destroy you. It came to wake you up, to carve away your rawness, and to turn you into the strong person you are meant to be. Most people mourn bad events as mere misfortune. Yet for a Stoic mind, every betrayal, every blow, and every fall is a trial by fire for character. Just as a blacksmith shapes raw iron by placing it in fire and striking it repeatedly on an anvil, life strikes you to refine you. In that moment, you feel pain, yes, but those blows do not break you. They strip away excess weight, unnecessary expectations, and the childish innocence that weakens you. The person who abandoned or deceived you may believe they harmed you. In reality, they gave you a lesson too valuable to learn alone, the absolute necessity of standing on your own feet. Yet there is a major trap you must avoid: letting pain poison you. After betrayal, many people close their hearts, turn against everyone, and mistake cruelty for strength by declaring they will never care again. This is not transformation, it is decay. If you allow those who hurt you to turn you into someone cold, numb, and distrustful like them, you have already lost the battle. The goal is not numbness, but resilience. You must learn to wear your emotions like armor without killing them. Instead of burying pain and letting it rot inside, use it as fuel. You should be able to say, "Yes, I was hurt, but this fire did not turn me to ash, it forged me into steel." The great Stoic philosopher Seneca illustrates this process with a powerful metaphor in On Providence. Fire tests gold, and hardship tests the brave. The great disappointment you experienced is that fire. Right now, you are inside it, and you are burning. But when you emerge, you will no longer be the person who bends easily or is blown away by every wind. You cast your innocence into the fire and received wisdom in return. This was a price that had to be paid, and you paid it. Stop hiding your wounds like marks of shame. They are the clearest proof that you survived this battle of life and emerged stronger. 8. Develop the power to let go. The greatest power in the world is not commanding armies or ruling millions. The greatest power is allowing no person and nothing to control your inner peace. This is what we call the power of detachment. If the quality of your day depends on a message on your phone, your boss's glance, or your partner's attention, then you are not free. You are an emotional captive. The moment you feel dependent on another person's presence, you place an invisible collar around your own neck and hand the leash to someone else. At this point, whichever way that person pulls the rope, your emotional state follows. And remember, those holding the end of the rope never hesitate to drag you. Fake people, narcissists, and manipulators feed not on your love, but on your dependency. They detect your fear of being alone, your hunger for approval, and your illusion of, "I cannot live without them," like a radar. The more you think, "If I sacrifice this much, they won't leave me," the more they violate your boundaries. They know that someone who lacks the courage to walk away will tolerate any form of disrespect. In a relationship, a friendship, or a workplace, if you do not have the power to leave the table, you remain nothing more than an option at it. Respect is not earned by begging. It is earned through the firm stance that says, "These are my terms. If they are not respected, I will continue my path alone." No one can threaten with abandonment a person who is not afraid of losing. This does not mean stop loving people or build walls. It means do not place the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. In Stoic philosophy, this is called independent love. Value those you love. Enjoy the moment with them, but do not turn their presence into the foundation of your existence. Imagine a building. If it collapses when one pillar falls, that structure is flawed. You must be a fortress that stands on its own, not a wall leaning on another. The people in your life are guests. They arrive, they stay, and when the time comes, they leave. If their departure devastates you, it means you placed the guest above the host. Epictetus, the great defender of freedom, warns us about masters in this way. Who is your master? Anyone who possesses what you desire or fear is your owner. If you crave someone's attention, they are your master. If you fear being abandoned by someone, they own you. To become free, you must take your chains out of other people's hands. Make this promise to yourself. Life may be better with you, but without you, I am still complete. This sentence marks where manipulation ends and real power begins. 9. Learn to leave without explanations. At the end of relationships, one of the biggest traps most people fall into is the urge to have a closing conversation. When leaving a place, ending a relationship, or removing someone who harms you, you feel an unbearable need to explain yourself. You want to explain why you are hurt, where they were wrong, and why you made this decision. You believe that if you choose your words perfectly, they will finally understand, regret it, and agree with you. This is a tragic game your ego plays. Explaining yourself to someone who has repeatedly exploited you, violated your boundaries, and disrespected your existence is granting them judicial authority over you once again. The more you defend yourself, the more they remain seated as the authority delivering verdicts. Leaving quietly, closing the door without slamming it, is not cowardice, but a rare level of strength. When you explain, you give manipulators and narcissists material to twist your words, make you feel guilty, and rewrite the story. Phrases like, "You're too sensitive," "That's not what I meant," or "You misunderstood me," are used to keep you trapped in a toxic loop. When you leave without explanation, you remove their greatest weapon, your reaction. Silence is not open to debate. Silence cannot be manipulated. The greatest punishment you can give them is the uncertainty in which they must wonder why you are gone. Let them complete the ending of the story, if they can, with their own conscience. Once you make this decision, You must be deaf to accusing voices saying, "Why are you doing this? This doesn't suit you," or "We could have talked it out." These are the final hooks thrown to pull you back to the table. Remember this: if someone felt no empathy while hurting you, you are not obligated to show politeness when walking away to protect yourself. Your healing process owes no explanations to those who caused you harm. You tried to explain for years. You gave chance after chance, and you were not heard. You have reached the point where words end and action begins. What you need now is not to be understood, but to be at peace. Epictetus warns those who try to prove their principles to others with this image. Sheep do not vomit grass to show their shepherd how much they have eaten. They digest it internally and produce wool and milk. You should not vomit out your decision to change or the reasons for leaving. Simply leave and live the peaceful wool and milk you have created in your life, your new, happier version. While they debate why you left, you should already have arrived. The noblest farewell is not a loud argument, but a quiet walk that never turns back. 10. Do not harden, become wise. The most dangerous damage left by betrayal is not the loss of trust or money, but the terrifying distortion it can create in your character. When someone deeply wounds you, a tempting yet poisonous defense mechanism activates in your mind. From now on, I will have no compassion for anyone. You tell yourself you will become ruthless like them. You believe that turning your heart to stone, freezing your emotions, and killing your humanity will build a fortress that can never be hurt again. But you are wrong. If an honest person becomes a liar, or a compassionate person becomes cruel, then the betrayer has not only wounded you, they have conquered your soul. You cannot defeat your enemy by becoming them. You only end up enlarging their ranks. True strength is the ability to keep the noble part of yourself alive despite countless disappointments and betrayals behind your back. This must not be confused with naivety. What is meant here is not opening the door to everyone, but a selective wisdom that knows exactly who deserves entry. After betrayal, most people build walls. Walls feel safe, yes, no one can enter, but walls also block the light, and the trapped soul inside slowly rots in darkness. What you need is not walls, but filters. Continue to love, to trust, and to share. But this time, give only what is deserved, and only to those who deserve it. Hating people is like drinking poison and waiting for them to die. It only corrodes you. Marcus Aurelius expresses this truth with a powerful metaphor. Does an emerald lose its color because it is not praised? Does gold lose its value? Do not abandon your nature because of others' cruelty. If the person who hurt you is a shard of glass, remain a diamond. Glass cannot scratch a diamond. In the face of the world's ugliness, protect your kindness not as weakness, but as your greatest act of rebellion. By refusing to become cold, calculating, and dark like them, you achieve the greatest victory over them, the victory of remaining unbroken at your center. 11. Build your inner fortress. As we reach the end of this journey, you must face the harsh yet liberating truth. You will never fully control the outside world. Liars will keep lying, hypocrites will keep wearing masks, and opportunists will keep betraying. Most people waste their lives in pointless waiting. They wait for people to change, for justice to magically appear, or for the chaos around them to calm down. But waiting for a storm to pass is the greatest mistake a sailor can make. A skilled sailor does not wait for the storm to end. He adjusts his sails and strengthens his ship. You, too, must stop waiting for people to change and begin building a refuge that no external force can shake your inner fortress. This fortress is not a physical place, but a mental state. You must reach such a level of awareness that even if the world collapses, you are insulted or betrayed by those closest to you. Not a single piece of trash can cross its walls. People may talk about you, try to damage your reputation, or exclude you. But without your permission, no one can disturb the peace of your mind. Your value does not live on other people's lips. It resides in the depth of your character. If someone throws mud at you, it only proves that their hands are dirty, not that you are. When you grasp this distinction, you stop being a victim of events. You become an observer who watches events from above. Building this fortress does not mean running away from people or hiding in a cave. On the contrary, it is the ability to retreat into your quiet inner room while standing in the middle of noise, crowds, and falseness. In the heart of chaos, you can pause, breathe, and say, "This cannot damage my character. It is only testing my patience." When the external world loses its authority over you, all the tools in the hands of manipulators, narcissists, and imposters become useless. They can only control those who react, fear, and crave approval. A person who turns inward and finds peace, there is beyond their reach. Emperor Marcus Aurelius offers us this timeless escape plan amid battlefields and palace intrigues. People search for refuge in fields, on seashores, or in the mountains. How foolish! There is no refuge quieter, calmer, or safer than withdrawing into one's own mind. Your shelter is your mind. Keep it clean, keep it strong. Stop searching for happiness, loyalty, or peace at the mercy of others. They may betray you, but as long as you do not betray yourself, you will always win this war. Everything we have discussed so far will remain nothing more than intellectual decorations if not put into action. Knowing is not enough. A sword's sharpness is not proven in a display case, but on the battlefield. Your battlefield is your office, your home, your social circle, and your own mind. Now we begin the mental training program that will integrate these 11 lessons into every moment of your life and keep you unshakable amid fake people and unexpected betrayals. This is not an overnight formula for change, but a lifelong construction of character. You must begin this construction every morning, in the first quiet moments before the day's chaos begins. Each morning, wear Marcus Aurelius's ancient warning like armor. Before leaving your bed, whisper to yourself, "Today I will meet ungrateful, arrogant, hypocritical, and selfish people. They act this way because they cannot distinguish good from evil, but I know the truth." This is not pessimism. It is strategic preparation to avoid entering battle unarmed. When your mind is prepared in advance for betrayal, fake smiles and backstabbing during the day will not shock you. They will only make you say, "This is exactly what I expected." A mind that is not surprised does not fear or rage. As you move through the day, you must begin the second exercise that strengthens your greatest test, the muscle of non-reaction. When someone provokes you, makes a cutting remark, or presses your emotional trigger, stop the first impulse to respond as if halting an enemy soldier. The Stoics call this creating distance. In that moment, build a gap between the event and your reaction, a few seconds of deep, intentional silence. In that space, ask yourself whether this person's words define your character or simply expose their lack of manners. Often, choosing not to respond is the loudest answer you can give. Each time you practice this, you will feel your will harden like steel and sense the invisible strings of control snapping. In communication, develop an observer mode. In social settings, move yourself from the speaker's chair to the observer's seat. When gossip begins or fake compliments start flying, refuse to join the game. Analyze people with a scientist's calm. Focus on who is saying what and why. Try to see the hunger, jealousy, or craving for approval hidden behind the words. Forcing yourself to stay silent is one of the strongest tools for making other people's masks fall. People are uncomfortable with silence and will often reveal themselves while trying to fill it. The more you stay quiet, the more they expose themselves. Yet, sometimes the outside world creates unbearable pressure. In those moments, Activate the exercise of boarding a mental helicopter and viewing events from above. Imagine the room, the building, the city, and the planet. See how small the person who upset you is within the vastness of the universe, and how insignificant the problem truly is. This bird's-eye view instantly dissolves the suffocating drama created by the ego. Ask yourself whether this will matter in 10 years. If the answer is no, then it is not worth suffering over now. This perspective frees you from sudden bursts of anger and unnecessary resentment. It helps you preserve your energy only for what you can control. And you must introduce one of the most demanding trainings into your life: voluntary detachment. View your possessions, your status, and most importantly, people, as if they do not belong to you, only temporarily entrusted to you. As Epictetus says, do not say, "I lost it," say, "I returned it." When you embrace your loved ones, accept the reality that they may one day leave your life. This does not mean loving them less. It means not being dependent on them. In your mind, imagine the departure of the person you trust most, and picture yourself still standing, whole and intact. No one can threaten or manipulate a person who has overcome the fear of loss. At the end of the day, when you face the mirror, hold Seneca's famous court of conscience. Open your journal and judge yourself ruthlessly. Ask which weakness defeated you today, where you should have been alert like a fox but acted naively, and where you should have drawn a boundary like a lion but remained silent, not to punish yourself, but to design a better strategy for tomorrow. Writing clears mental fog and solidifies lessons. When these practices, morning preparation, reaction control, silent observation, bird's eye perspective, voluntary detachment, and evening review come together, they form your inner fortress. At first, you will struggle. Old habits will pull you down, shouting, "Respond, defend yourself, trust." But each day you strike the anvil one more time, you will see your character take shape. Remember, this is not a destination, but a journey. And on this journey, you are no longer alone. Behind you stands the wisdom of the Stoics. Ahead of you lies your own free will. Close this video now and begin building that fortress. The world will not change, but when you change, the world can no longer harm you. When this video ends, the hypocritical crowd outside will still exist. Snakes will remain under the snow, and fake smiles will still surround you. But you no longer need to be afraid, because the most important thing has changed you. You now know whom to warm at your chest, whom to open your door to, and you no longer tie your worth to other people's loyalty. Becoming hard is easy. True mastery is becoming wise while remaining human. If you walked this awakening with me, make your presence known and write this code in the comments. I am not hardening. I am becoming wise. This is the signature of those who turn pain into strength. Now remove the dagger from your back, tend your wound, and continue walking your own path without fear. Thank you for watching.